How's it going, folks? Once again, I'm Nev from Nev's Tech Bits, otherwise known as your friendly neighborhood basement dweller. Don't worry, ma'am, I am from the internet. Today we're checking out October 1968 Popular Mechanics. Check out the police officer. He's got a lot of junk in the trunk, a lot of stuff going on, trying to record the truck. These days, we don't have half the amount of stuff to worry about. We just got a cell phone, dashboard cameras, not an issue. But in maybe 1999, I remember Officer Vince. He took one of these units that must have been from the 80s, and they originally go into the trunk of a cop car. And yeah, time moves on and things get smaller. Shave your wiener in the winter for the whammons, I always say. Red Ball, Ondia? Never heard of those boots. Anyways, what we like to do is go through and see how technology and science and society has changed in the decades. Now, you have to forgive my fingernails. My daughter loves to paint them, and I have yet to find the nail polish remover. Make a $10,000 pipe dream come true. We don't have so many people smoking pipes anymore. I know a few, though. What do we have in the amazing bargain? We have gigantic weather balloons. Model digital computer. I would love to get one of those and see how that thing runs. Oh, low cost overhead projector. As soon as they broke those things out in class, I felt like I was already going to sleep. I love these black page advertisements. Become a locksmith. You got a rupture? Don't worry about it. We'll just send you some pants and we'll keep everything in. Once again, it's really interesting. When this was published, a lot of people didn't even want to go to the doctor because they were still in the time and place where they might just blow smoke up your arse. I'm just kidding. They haven't done that in a long time. But still, we've learned a lot within a short amount of time, haven't we, in the last 20, 30 years. Instamatic cameras. Man, I'm glad I didn't have to use any of those. They were super difficult to take a good picture with, that's for sure. I mean, you had to have a real interesting lighting setup. Those light cubes, you could only get, I'm pretty sure you could only get one use out of it, out of each light, and then you had to get another cube. Those things are relatively collectible on eBay these days. Man, remember back in the day when oil cans needed that special attachment? Our oil was good enough for everybody except us, says the dinosaurs, I suppose. Polaris. I got a buddy from Alberta, and they made fun of anyone who had Articats. They'd be like, "Hey, you know what your skidoo sounds like? Articat, Articat, Articat." Back in the day when they made power tools out of metal, not just plastic. Man, you just get the idea, get some weight to it. It feels like it's a better product. 1969 Chevrolet pickup. I don't know why, but I keep feeling like old trucks are more reliable than the new trucks. They got a lot of aluminum on the newer stuff. And I know a lot of people that have busted engine blocks going through water on the aluminum ones. I don't know. I'm just biased. Pontiac announces a great breakaway 1969 Grand Prix. Man, I wonder what the back seat in one of those things were like. Looks pretty slick. Geez, is that a V12? Man. Nope, it's a V8, but still. I mean, looks like a boat, a powerful boat. It's Miller time. Up until the point Johnny Law catches you on camera. I wonder if catching someone on camera would be better than just having the police officer as a professional witness. I mean, I guess if you get a sketchy cop, then no good. Hey, that's a Sony. That's a Japanese camera. Oh. I wonder if back in the day of U-Haul, if you saw a U-Haul, it was the same as these days. Every time I see a U-Haul, I'm very careful and I give them a lot of space. But he can't even see what he's doing. He's got to go to the back and check it out on I guess that'd be like a 12-volt system. Geez, I wonder what kind of batteries you'd have to have in order to keep all this stuff going. Oh, yeah. A battle wagon returns from mothballs. Idle since the Korea, the USS New Jersey has been brought out of retirement. Her ability to blast 20 Mile Island will spare pilots a risky job of dodging tanks and missiles. Huh. Wonder what they got those things tapped off with and why. I guess you don't want rain or seawater getting in there to mess with the rifling, right? But I've never really been this close to a turret with anything like that. Huh. Okay, let's take a look at some of the cars that we got. The Buick. Oh, the Dodge Polara. I don't think I've ever heard of that one. The Plymouth Fury. Okay, I've seen those ones. Seen those ones. Used to go to auto shows with my folks. My folks love the old cars. They have a BMW 2002. The thing runs like a tank. The AMC Ambassador. Yeah, I've seen some of those. One of the funniest arguments I had was my folks always told me how the old Jaguars were kind of crummy, and if you were driving somewhere with them, you better tell someone exactly where you're going and what course you're taking in case you don't actually make it there all the way. And I told that to my friends. They got really disgusted with me, and then they had to find out that there's a big difference between old Jags and new Jags. Nice. I just love the look of these old American muscle cars compared to the ones that we have these days. Vehicles these days feel like they're more like spaceships than they are like a real vehicle. Whale farming. Retrofuturism at its finest. Could you imagine? I'm sure we'd, us North Americaners, we we'd find the farm boys big enough to push these things around. My ex-brother-in-law, I remember one situation where he got pissed off with a young bull, and the bull was just letting him have it, just trying to give him the horns. My brother-in-law, like, stood fast, held the thing by its horns. He was pushed back uh, about an acre before the young bull calmed down enough. I don't know. Andrew was still going, but that young bull was done. I tell you, we make them big in the country. Yeah, look at that giant thing. We're just gonna farm it. Make them different out on the farm with the cornbread. A good way to beat traffic, if you say so. Maids mine mushrooms. That's a shitty job. But hey, if it pays. Electronic teacher delivers chosen lessons within seconds. Huh. They're getting ready for COVID there. My kids were going through school. My kid was in kindergarten when COVID was around. That is one of the darkest memories I have. I don't think he's ever going to get back what he lost. Mile-long radio telescope, 3 bull antennas each, 60 feet in diameter. Ride the rails. Oh, ride on rails that extend the length of the mile array. Okay. All right. I have never heard of that before. Just like moving your antenna to get a better signal. For cool weather sunbathers, there's a lot to be said about sunbathing in early autumn. Okay. I guess you still get a suntan? These pyramids will turn into peanut butter. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. The new paper battery, just dunk it and it's charged. What? Zinc or magnesium? Salts? Okay. Alright. I've heard of these. I wonder what happened to them. They just didn't get very far, I suppose. The world's first paper battery. If you're drinking a cup of water, you can put in your battery from your shaver and have a hit of that water. Delicious. Well, that's interesting. A seesaw for your car to work on the underside of it. I guess it mainly just work for European stuff, right? And here's a useful idea for how to get rid of your garbage. The new patent law, blessing or blunder, aimed at reforming the antiquated patent system. The proposed bill may actually work a hardship on the small independent investor. Here's what that means. Yeah, I believe it. The whole system just seems to be working for the rich, right? The camera that will take the picture when Buddy runs across the line. Hey, That's why the Naratu run came across. So you didn't get across the finish line until your chest got across the finish line. That's why people did the Nataru run. And it looks like this is the camera that would figure it out for you. Who was number one? And that was important because even when people use a stopwatch to try to figure out people's start and stop time, it takes like a fraction of a second for a signal to get from your head to your finger to hit the stopwatch. Army gets new ACVs. Man, you never want to mess with the American military, right? I really wish that International Tractor, what do they call it? International Harvester Company still made trucks. I would love to get a truck made by John Deere or something like that. 1969 Mercury. Snowmobile. Sporty. That looks so 60s. I love it. Encyclopedia Britannica. There used to be a time when everyone had one of those before we had Microsoft and Carta or the internet. These days, if you want to get rid of these things in my small town, we just give them to the Mennonite or the Amish. They love them and they'll take them any time of day. If you could put what? Terryton's charcoal filter in a cigarette, you'd have a better cigarette. Okay. All right. We'd rather fight than switch. Uh-huh. Remember the ones that had asbestos filters? Anyways, folks, is it from me now from Nev's Tack Bits. Have a good one. Take care of each other, please.